Before we get into this video, guys, I just want to explain to you why I haven't been uploading for the past month and a half after I made that little update video saying I was going to be uploading every Sunday from now onwards. Reason being is that my MacBook actually decided to die on me when I was filming or when I was editing a video, so I've not been able to edit. But it's all sorted now. This doesn't work anymore, and I have actually gone out and bought myself a new MacBook, which is here. So now I can edit videos for you guys and upload them every Sunday. So yeah, that's all good. One more quick thing is that I have a lot of videos stored up where I have been filming whilst not been editing and uploading. So I'm actually going to be releasing videos every Wednesday and every Sunday from now onwards until I've kind of run out of videos, and then it will probably go back to just Sundays. But for now, expect 2 videos a week from me, one every Wednesday, one every Sunday. And yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let's get into this 12-month review of my car. Hi guys, I'm Supercar Spotter 305 and welcome to a 12-month review of this, the 2013 Vauxhall Corsa Limited Edition. So in this video I'm going to be explaining to you what it is like to own this car, what it is like to drive on a daily basis, and what the pros and cons of it are. So we're going to start off with what the car is. So it's a 2013 Vauxhall Corsa Limited Edition. This has a 1.2 litre engine producing 83 brake horsepower, 5-speed manual gearbox, and it's front wheel drive. Now the reason this car is called the Limited Edition is for 2 main reasons. The first being the body kit. Now it's only a very, very slight body kit, but it still has one. The difference from the normal Corsa is that this one has a slightly different front splitter and front bumper. It has side skirts, as we can see here, all the way down the side of the car. It has a rear spoiler, although it's not very big, and then it also has a slightly different rear bumper. It's not really a diffuser, but a rear bumper, slightly different rear bumper. The second reason why this is a limited edition is because it has black alloy wheels, it has a black roof, and it has black wing mirror caps. Now, don't ask me why it's a limited edition for those 2 factors, but it is. It's one which Vauxhall have made, and to be honest, I think it looks much better than the standard Corsa. If we take a look inside then, this is what it looks like from the inside. Appreciate it's quite dark, but it's obviously got a steering wheel, it's got 3 pedals, it's a manual gearbox, there's the 5-speed manual in there. We actually have a little sit in it. It's got all your interface and stuff, so it's got your heating, your radio, all your sound system, your settings and everything, hazard lights, locking the windows or locking the doors and stuff, airbags, and everything is basically here. If we close the door though, we have got some controls. We've got the wing mirror, wing mirrors are here, sorry, and the windows are also here. Lights are here. I'm not sure what these 2 functions do, but there we go. But lights are here. It's a twisty dial, so as you can see the lights are now on there. And we'll turn the lights back off. It has the volume up and down on here. And also, if we come around this side, it has cruise control. Now, I don't know if you can see that. The cruise control is here. So you've got settings, that's to turn it off. So if I turn this car's ignition on, you can see it has got all the different lights and stuff which come on. On the left, you've got your rev counter, which revs up to 6,500 RPM. Wouldn't recommend going that high. Doesn't sound really good when you do, and it also destroys your car. In the middle, you've got the fuel gauge, and on the right, you've got your speedometer. So then, this car has quite a good amount of storage space. It's obviously got side pockets on both sides. It's got your little centre bit here, which you can store stuff in, down to there. It's got quite a decent amount of room in the rear. Not that you can see that. Let's see if we can put the light on. There we go, that's a little bit better, but you can see in the rear, there's obviously pockets down here. There's quite a lot of space in the back. Behind the seats and stuff. Ignore the pink jumper. We'll turn the light back off now. Good stuff. Oh, has that gone off? No, that's better. The seats are quite easy to adjust and move forward. If we come round to the other side, there is obviously the same thing. You've got your glove box, which at the moment has got stuff in, and then also under the here you've got a little tray which I use for storing food, but you can use it for anything. Another side pocket there, and then if we go round to the rear, it's got quite a decent sized boot. Now at the moment I've got lots of stuff in there, so I've got my tennis bag, my Swagway and coats and stuff. but it is quite a decent sized boot. So yeah, it is quite a nice little car, lots of storage space. It's obviously still quite small, which is good, that's what you want, and it looks good as well. So now that we've done the good points, we're going to move on to what I do not like about this car. Now there is only 2, possibly 3 things I can think of right now which I do not like about the car, but there are probably more which may irritate some other users out there. So if you have one of these cars, let me know in the comments down below and tell me what you don't like about it and what you would change if you could. So then, the first negative I have about this car is actually one of the reasons why I bought the car, is the fact that it has black alloys. But as you can see on mine, I have curbed them. Only this one and this one, because it's on the passenger side. So I have curbed the wheels, and as you can see, I have tried to cover them up with a bit of Sharpie. I've actually tried to colour them in, because I hate the fact that there is silver underneath there on black wheels. It looks disgusting. So if you are thinking of getting one of these cars, because you like the fact it has black wheels and the body kit, and the fact that it's a limited edition, be careful not to curb your wheels, because I regret curbing my wheels. I know it's not something which I meant to do, but I accidentally did it, and I'm very frustrated with myself for it. So yeah, if you do get one, be careful not to curb your wheels. The second thing I don't particularly like on this car is the fact that it is a 3-door. Now don't get me wrong, I think the car looks much better in the 3-door version than the 5-door version, but it does make getting in and out the car very difficult. For me, it is quite easy because I'm quite small. I'm not exactly a very tall guy, I'm not a large guy, which makes it a lot easier to get in and out, but the doors on the 3-door are longer. Compared to the 5-door, the doors are longer, so the doors obviously open out further, as you can see. This makes it very difficult to get in and out of in parking spaces, especially tight parking spaces, because while you can open the door all the way and get out nice and easy, most of the time in tight parking spaces you can open it about that far, and that is not easy to get in and out of, especially seeing as the door is longer. But they're very heavy, so it's not easy to get in and out of. If you are a slightly bigger person. For me, it's not difficult, like I said, because I'm a very small guy, and most of the time I don't park in tight spaces. But if I have to park in tight spaces, it is difficult to get in and out. So the third thing which is not great about this car is this manual gearbox. Now don't get me wrong, I love manual gearboxes, but I don't like the one in this car. The issue with this gearbox is going into first, second is very easy, but then when you try and go into third, sometimes it either doesn't want to go in, it struggles to get in, or it goes into fifth. And sometimes, if you're very unlucky, it goes back into first. Now, you could put this down to driver error. You could say, oh, you're not a very good driver, blah-de-blah-de-blah, this, that, and the other. But I have driven 2 of other of these cars. I have driven other cars exactly the same as this, and the gearbox on those 2 cars as well is pretty shoddy. So, now that we've done the quick review of this car, I'm going to take you for a little drive, actually over to go get dinner for my family. And I'm going to talk to you on the way about prices of these cars, what sort of price you want to be spending on this car, issues I've personally had with the car, through my own fault or through mechanical issues or anything, and what sort of things you should be looking out for when buying one of these cars. So let's get started on what sort of price you should be looking for when buying one of these cars. Now, I got a little discount on my car because it had been sat on the showroom floor for about 3 months before I bought it. But the sort of price range you want to be looking for is between £4,800 and £6,000. Now, you may say to me, that is a little bit of a large price gap. And to be honest, yes it is, but it's sort of what the good cars are going for. Obviously, the lower the price is, so the closer to £4,800, the more miles it's done, probably, and the more possible mechanical issues it's got. And obviously, the closer to £6,000 you spend, the less miles it'll have done, and the less likely it'll have mechanical gremlins and issues. So yeah, that's the sort of price you want to be looking for, between £4,800 and £6,000. Obviously, the higher the price, the better the car will be, theoretically. Don't quote me on that because it isn't always true. So what is this car like to drive then? Well, I actually really like driving it. I think it is a great little fun car. Obviously the manual gearbox sort of lets it down, but that is just the manual gearbox in this car. Manual gearboxes in general are very good fun. But yeah, I love driving this car. I think it is great. It's got enough power for me for now. Sorry, there is lights ahead of me. Brake lights, so that's why my face is red. Yeah, I like driving this car. It's quite fun. It's got a decent amount of power for me. Maybe a little bit more would be good. The fact that it's front wheel drive means it is extra grippy, and it is, yeah, a solid all-round car to drive. So if you are looking to buy one of these cars, or you don't know what it's like to drive, take it from me, it is great fun. I really, really, really enjoy driving this car. Now, I have also noticed in the comments of the video when I picked this car up, I've had a few comments saying, what sort of insurance costs are you going to have to pay buying this car? Really, it depends on obviously how many miles it's done, what you bought the car for, whether it's your first car or not, whether it's your 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever number car it is, how long you've been driving. It depends on a number of different things. But I'm going to go for first time buyers. If you have bought this car and it is your first car, you're going to be looking to be spending over 1,500 quid on car insurance with a black box. If obviously this isn't your first car and you've bought cars before, you've owned cars before, and you've been driving a number of years, the insurance is going to be cheaper, obviously. So I understand you can't see me at the moment because it is actually about 7 o'clock in the evening and it's September, so it's quite dark, but we're going to gloss over that. We are going to talk about issues I have personally had with this car. So besides the punctures, the only other issue I have had with this car is the coil pack went. Now, I say the only other issue, it is the only other issue I've had so far, but do not be fooled, the coil pack on this car is one of the most common problems with the Corsa, especially this model. It is a very, very common issue. It is a very common thing. So make sure if you are buying one of these cars that the coil pack's actually good, that it works. And if you don't know how to check that, personally I don't know how to check that either, get them to do a full inspection before you buy the car so you can be 100% sure that everything is working correctly. So, would I recommend this car to you guys? Yes, I would. It doesn't matter if it's your first car or if it's your 50th car. If you want something small, if you want something reliable, if you want something which is going to do good miles per gallon, and if you want something which looks good as well, definitely consider one of these. I love this car to pieces. I will be sad to see it go when it does eventually go for something hopefully better. But yeah, definitely consider one of these cars if you are looking for something in the £4,000 to £6,000 price bracket. I'm going to end this video here, guys. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Hopefully I have given you enough information to make your decisions if you are looking to buy cars. Hopefully I've answered as many questions as possible. If there is anything else you'd like to know about this car, please put it in the comments down below. I will reply to as many of you as possible, if not all of you. And yeah, apologies for the lack of uploads recently. As I've said, didn't have a laptop, couldn't edit because my laptop died. So yeah, hopefully you can forgive me for that. Weekly uploads will resume as normal from this week onwards. So yes, look forward to that. But for now, guys, I'm going to end this video here. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.